Neurodegenerative observations. My mom, as an example, often symptoms she has as difficulty are considered dementia. However, when a person doesn't get treated by a neurologist and visits a doctor for difficulties, then there's a mystery. And with my mom, a mystery involves a brain aneurysm hemorrhage and a shunt. A shunt she worries about now and has for as long as I can remember now. Mostly with failure, eventually not working correctly, and her brain fails. And what makes my mom, as an example, so difficult has to do with consciousness, psychology, and psychiatry using the term, the language, letters of consciousness to have a kind of dissonance, and then voila, magic, a mystery solved. In other words, confusion and then relief. Stimulation, social, reward. Happiness and consciousness now. Exercise. Running on a treadmill, hiking up a mountain. Dopamine and serotonin, and a reward of consciousness and a view with beauty now. When I look at my mom's face with my eyes, and I see my mom's body, and I see her skin, and I see her purple glasses, and I see her sagging cheeks, I see emptiness, and I see her intelligence slowly reducing now. And lastly, my observation. Living with brain and body and memory instead of information and decision making and choices and complexity and system, world, civilization, and processes, safety and security, confidence, and most of all, brilliance. When my mom first had her brain aneurysm rupture and hemorrhage. She was recovering and seemed fairly normal until I visited her at my sister's studio, where my sister had her crammed into a one-bedroom apartment sized, almost similar to a studio. And my mom would just stare at a television blankly. Similar to how my mom stares at me now. Receiving information, and information providing her consciousness now. And where difficulty as a son of a mother, a son from a mother, with difficulty with her brain, not only studying neurology and neuroscience for 10 years, but also her simplicity with her tasks she completes. Doing her brother's laundry, who lives with her in a home in a very nice neighborhood in Little Rock, Arkansas. In a house with Amish furniture, and a man who's always in charge, 6 foot tall, and travels wherever he wants with retirement provided from an accountant career with a technology business. Who doesn't like my mother to cook in her and his kitchen, they share, and make a mess. She can't use the oven and make an extravagant meal to help her be stronger and more prepared for what's happening with her now. And she must choose to go out into the world and buy food at a restaurant and get takeout and bring it home, go and get some prepared food and eat out. But unfortunately, she mostly chooses to eat frozen TV dinners. Causing her symptoms to get worse, more obvious, her anger, with more intensity, and her insistence in her declaration she needs medicine for a problem she has unrelated to her brain aneurysm she had when I was in college. And for about 12 years, since she had surgery and a shunt surgically implanted, I've had deliveries unexpectedly arrive with plastic toys. I've had candy. I've had Christmas in October and November for as many years in the past as I can count now. Spent time with her in Seattle, nearly running to a restaurant and then nearly speed walking until I couldn't catch my breath to a shop for a cupcake. And unfortunately, it explains most of what she can accomplish. Adrenaline, a task, completion, and then rest, quiet and silence. In a home where she lives, safe and secure, in a neighborhood where there's no protests and no people breaking glass and no shootings and no stabbings and no homicides and no landlord and psychologist and social worker and counselor and military bullies saying she's a coward, she's a expletive, she's stupid and dumb. Worthless. Now, I no longer interact with a mom who has decision making and cognition. I speak with and listen to and do as best as I can with a human I hear living with their memory, using emotions and stimulation and reward for their synapses to connect to neurons and her social brain. Social locations in her brain, most likely still intact now. And she remembers me from her memories when I was little, unlike Alzheimer's, losing track of who's who, what's what, and where's where, and how stuff got to where stuff was, and then eventually complete confusion. And my mom maintains her life, reducing and limiting her confusion with the memories she has of myself and my sister. Her family and those friends she has in her life now and previously. But unfortunately, new memories, similar to my memories here in Seattle, Washington, since 2010, nearly zero. In a system with processes giving peanut butters and jellies and pizza slices and handing out paperwork for application reviews, with no opportunity for career with a college education and a background in neuroscience and a current emphasis with engineering.